So, and welcome back to another episode of the Self-Development with Tactics podcast. Yes, this is essentially going to be the video. It's going to be me hopping around like a dumbass doing cardio while I'm talking to you guys. Or gals, whatever. But before I actually start, let's get my hair out of the way. You know, if I could rock having no hair, having very, very, very short hair like a basket, I would doing it like this, I guess. I would probably do it, you know, because sometimes they really piss me off. Sometimes it's just a pain in the ass. So why I'm even recording this, you know, it actually seems pretty dumb, and I can only record 23 minutes. As I'm just seeing there, and it is no good like this. I'm sorry, but it is also shitty like that because I think that I'm covering the microphone. Then I could also flip it. Should I do that? Well, anyway, what I want to talk about is something stoicism related. I actually have my computer here. And I'm having the dailystoic.com site opened so that I can talk about some things and that I can, just give it a little bit of value here. Not like the past 2 days of me, first of all, not having a video. And second of all, just talking about something. Stay focused on the present. Don't let your reflection on a whole sweep of life crush you. Don't fill your mind with all the bad things that might happen. Stay focused on the present situation and ask yourself why it is so unbearable and can't be survived. By Marcus Aurelius, well, you can, you know. This is the whole point. It can be survived. And, you know, I don't want to say it is easy. It's never actually quite easy. But it is doable, and you can do it. We all can do it, and we're all going through, you know, very similar things. And something that the Stoics also say is get help and be fine with getting help. And it is fine if you get help, you know. It's not like, you know, you have to do everything on your own. It is your thing, it is your life. You have to just be completely in control of it and get help, you know, seek for help. I do not want to necessarily say you should get in therapy if this is something that you're struggling with, but talking to a friend can really be so beneficial and so useful and so worth your time that that it is good and makes sense and whatnot. But you know what I'm just realizing, I could also stop running for a bit and set up my phone here and do it like this. I guess this kind of makes more sense. You know, I do have a very, very slight feeling that it would make more sense like this. And yes, it does. I don't know if the audio is going to be good. I hope it is going to be. I can't make it for sure. I can't just, promise it. But I think it is going to be, you know, quite fine. Gonna edit it anyways. I'm gonna deal with it anyways. And it is gonna be okay. It is gonna be fine. When you look back at some of the most impressive, even scary things you have overcome and endured, how were they possible? How were you able? And I can't scroll now. Can I? Okay. Doing it like this. Oh fuck. There are two quotes. I know the first one is a bit cut off, so it's not going to be the entire one, but who cares? Understanding one principle. Some things are within our control and some things are not. It is only after you have faced up to this fundamental rule and learned to distinguish between what you can and can't control that inner tranquility and outer effectiveness become possible. Yes, I do want to point out, and I do want to say, I certainly do understand the rule. I certainly do understand what it is all about. But the thing is, using it, taking advantage of it, this is very difficult. It really is. And I've been struggling for, 2 years, 3 years almost. Been doing the podcast for around 4 years, I guess. And I'm still having my issues with it. I'm still struggling with it. But life is a learning process, and I shouldn't judge myself. I should just try to get a bit better. Not necessarily every day, maybe, at least every year. I think this is something that I can agree on with myself, and then just, how I live my life. I want to get better every year. I think this makes sense, Every day is like, what if I don't do it? Am I going to judge myself? Am I going to make things even more difficult? Fuck. You know what I just realized? When I'm not holding this shit, does not count my steps. This is the reason why I've been holding it. So I'm very sorry for the bad video now, and also like the shitty angle. But it is what it is, I have to add some steps there, I guess. Or actually no, Yesterday was actually the day with kind of the, not really the day before, but yesterday was one of the days with very, 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 very low amount of steps. Which would actually be the reason for me doing a bit more cardio today and making sure that I get my 10Ks in. I usually am satisfied with 12K. I really like that, Most often I'm getting that through riding my bike, just moving a lot, and I also like standing while I'm working. It's very easy at the time for me. I'm just, using a chair and put it on my table and then just work there. But yeah, anyway. Understanding that things are in your control and some things aren't is very easy, We all get that. We all get that we can't influence everything, that we can't alter everything nor change everything. But in the end, I'm realizing that consciously, in the midst of life, this is very difficult. And kind of this is, I would say this is like the pinnacle of using stoicism. I guess this would actually be kind of the most important thing if you would focus on something to focus on. Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will. Then your life will flow well. This is basically like, amor fati, love faith, love your faith. And I know, yes, been talking about it for a long time, but I still believe in it. I actually also thought about creating a piece of art to hang in my flat, maybe replacing something of the old ones that I'm having back there with Amor Fati, which would really remind myself. Maybe this is also going to be my first tattoo, but who knows? I really doubt it. I really do. But Amor Fati meaning love faith, meaning that whatever happens, you will love it. You won't only like it, you won't only accept it, but you're gonna love it, Whatever happens, you love it. Of course, I think paired with you can't influence everything, you can't change everything. There are some things you can control and some things that you can't. This is a very, very, very life-changing, I would argue, because first of all, you understand that, you can't influence anything or everything. So when something happens, first of all, you realize that, which, eases things a bit, I can't change the weather, so yeah, it is what it is. And then the second step, realizing, well, Amar Fati, it is what it is, let's just love it how it is, and let's see the good in what it is. I think this is always essentially what it means, seeing the good in situations, seeing the good in whatever happens, seeing good in the things that you're encountering, the things that you're having to deal with, and then life becomes different. Out of a very dark day, not a lot of sun, a lot of rain, maybe you being a bit, sad because of life events, because of whatever it might be, being like, well, what can I get out of it? Which also leads back to things you can control and things you can't control. Things you can control being your attitude, the way you think, your worldview, and so on and so forth, like all these mental things. So what can you get out of this amazing day? Shifting it to something positive. Okay, I am experiencing right now, and this kind of also leads to something that I've realized very recently, and I've also been talking about it very recently, which is objectivity and being objective. Just today in the morning, I'm going to give an example. I didn't use my quote-unquote technique then, that I should have actually. Anyway, I woke up and I wasn't in a really good mood. To really be honest, and I just feel that it's not easy for me to talk about it for whatever reason. Do not really understand it, but it seems to be something very emotional, something that subconsciously seems to be important for me, first of all, and second of all, quite a big deal, apparently. So the thing is, what is the thing? I woke up and I was already feeling a bit mad, sad. Maybe I've dreamt something that I do not remember now that made me feel bad, which occasionally in the past few weeks, days, whatever, happened. From time to time I just dream about something which, then is a realization for me that it is indeed something I should maybe work on, maybe journal on, maybe talk to friends about, because it apparently is, it is on my mind, It is something for me to work on, right? So, and the second thing that happened, which is, actually more precise, I was scrolling through social media, even though I should have gotten up earlier, so that I can get in a bit more working out, because uni is starting fairly, in 10 minutes quite. But it's going to be fine, in this online, which is kind of the beauty of it, that I can, structure my day the way I want it to. Anyway, I was scrolling through social media, and I have seen some Christmas ad, I guess. And then I thought about certain people and what they might be doing on Christmas. The time that they're going to have, how they're going to feel, what they're going to do. And then I thought, well, I do not have the possibility to do that. I don't. I do not have certainly the people to do that. And in the same train of thinking, I also compared myself to this person. And I also felt like that I need to do the same thing as this person. Which is actually very dumb, because it evolves something that is not going to serve me at all. But it is still on my mind. It is still something that I subconsciously and sometimes also consciously want to do and want to act on. And actually, as I'm just realizing, I should really make sure that when I am in this position, that I'm not doing so, I can do it. And I kind of think that I've also done it in the past, subconsciously, without actually thinking about the reason why I'm doing it, which is this quite. So what I want to say is, I also thought about it, but I should have thought about it a bit more. realizing, okay, I'm thinking about this thing, the objectivity method, and realizing that I'm thinking about it, and then thinking about what I'm thinking about, which is something that I just cannot control, something that is, that is out of my control. I can't change it. I, first of all, cannot change what anybody else is doing but me. Certainly I can influence people, but not everyone. And this person, I can't change anything. I really can't. 100% not. It is what it is. Can't do anything about it. I have to accept it. Maybe even love it. I'm fatti. Anyway, why am I worrying about it? Why am I feeling bad about it? If I, first of all, can't change it. Second of all, it is not even going to be that good for me to some extent, like one part of the whole thought. The other part, well, would certainly be amazing for me, but as I've been talking about it yesterday, I had some really good times the past 2 years. Of course there were ups and downs, of course there were things happening, but overall it's been fucking a blast. It's been amazing. It really was. I've enjoyed every fucking single second. Quite, just overdoing it a bit of my life. But now is a bit of time of melancholy, a bit of time of me, don't want to say often, but regularly not feeling good and basically having the possibility to work on my mental toughness and also my mentality. Something that I quite didn't have the opportunity before because I wasn't in such a harsh and such a, I don't want to say bad situation, but such a situation. This situation right now is quite preparing myself. And I've also realized, I think yesterday in the evening, or might have also been today in the morning, that the past year, everything that I went through, everything that I have actually experienced, which was, really a lot, to be honest, like really, really tremendously a lot, life-changing things, life-altering things, things that not everybody can see and experience, which now I'm referring to is me working, what is it called? The ambulance, I guess. Does this make sense? Well, I don't know. So there is some social system in Austria and we just have to do it. But I really enjoyed it. I've seen a lot. Didn't really, have to what is it? CPR. I don't know what it is. I should actually know that. Anyway, so I've seen a lot of things. I have talked to a lot of people. I have experienced a lot of things. I've got, I've got the possibility to use this to work on myself and use this for self-improvement, basically. And also the whole time, me being alone, me having to deal with all those mental issues, I think it is actually something good, not something bad. We all are gonna go through it. And now I have experienced it, and the next time I probably can deal with it way better than the first time. But also negative visualization, just because I read it just before, which is also a Stoic practice, realizing negative things happening, like somebody dying, for example. Of course, at first it might sound a bit strange, why would I do this? But if it happens then, first of all, it just really makes you feel grateful because you realize that it is not the case at this time and people are still living. But it's also preparing yourself for this moment. Of course, it is going to be a bit different, and it also depends on how you're dealing with it and how much you practice it and for what period of time you're doing so. But yeah, you can really prepare yourself for bad times. And I think that, I'm going to have to start doing that and deal with that. Anyway, I think that I'm going to see you the next time. I wish you the best. Stay safe, stay good, stay objective. Try to be at least. And I'm going to see you the next time. So